Hey, what up everybody? This is Stephen Breach coming to you. For the second week in a row, WWE has gone to the WWE Network, where they had sort of, gotten over the fact of the Backstage Pass show. I think the Backstage Pass is one of the best shows there is for people who aren't home in time in order to watch Raw, who just want that little piece of video clips in order to get them through into the next day until Hulu uploads WWE Monday Night Raw in that 90-minute fashion. I know that you can go to YouTube and you can watch some clips there, but honestly, I really like the 30-minute style TV show with this sort of sit-down where they talk about, the three main things that happened on the show. They push that to the back in order to get over this whole free trial for people signing up to the WWE Network. And, I think in these past 2 weeks, they've really showed people that they understand one of the things that wrestling fans really want is to relive WCW. We've seen from, collecting DVDs that the more WCW DVDs come out, the more people want to buy. We've seen the death of WCW. We've got 2 volumes of WCW Monday Nitro. We've got the Best of Starrcade, Best of Clash of the Champions, the upcoming, oh my god, 50 greatest moments of WCW. There's other ones that escape my mind at this time, but the thing is, it's just showing you that, there's a ton of WCW footage out there, and wrestling fans today want to get our hands on it, and that's one of the things that the people that have been subscribing to the WWE Network or people that aren't subscribed to the WWE Network have been asking for. Give us Nitro. Give us this, give us that. And today is the day that they've finally gone and they've uploaded the series of 1997 to the WWE Network of Monday Nitro. If you go up there today, tomorrow, the next day, whenever you watch this video, you will be able to relive watching WCW Nitro. Today, just like last week, they ran a special at the end of Raw on the WWE Network. Last week we saw the Monday Night Wars. That was a very good documentary. I think it was 1 hour. It wasn't the one from the past. This was a new updated one. It wasn't the one from 2003, 2004, whenever that set came out. It wasn't even a set. It was just one disc. A documentary with 3 matches on it. How WWE has changed the DVD game up, realizing that more people want the special features than they want the actual feature to go along with it. Today, they aired WCW, the Best of Monday Nitro. This set is something that I own right here. This is the DVD set. This is 3-disc set, 8 hours of footage. WWE Network was able to condense it down to 1 hour. 7 hours of footage hit the fan. I'm not going to review the whole Best of Nitro. I'm only going to review what I saw on the WWE Network. I know that I have a review with Freaking AI 88 on his channel, going over not only Volume 1 but Volume 2, where we watched the whole thing and then basically reviewed the whole thing in and out. Basically, this show opened the same way the DVD opens. They just cut things down with DDP talking about the history of WCW and about how Monday Nitro starts, the story that everybody's seen. The first match we see is for the United States Championship, Ric Flair versus Sting. WCW kicked off Monday Nitro in the best way they could. The opening match, Jushin Thunder Liger against Brian Pillman, was a great opening match to get people's eyes onto the product. The main event that night, Ric Flair versus Sting. What a perfect way to start the show, the same way they ended the show at the end of the run with Ric Flair and Sting. The 2 WCW guys that, when you think of the company, those are the guys that you think of. How many times they main evented the biggest shows of the year. Sting, of course, the franchise. Ric Flair, the guy who put them on the map. It was always debatable back in the day who was the better champion, Flair or Hogan, and they had been there through the whole thing. This was the first WCW Monday Nitro. This was hosted from the Mall of America. Monday Nitro basically turned the wrestling world upside down by having Lex Luger walk out during the beginning of this match. Basically, his contract with WWE had expired, and he actually worked a house show the night before. He got a flight from Eric Bischoff. He flew into Minnesota basically 30 minutes before the main event. He actually showed up at the building when he was able to talk out what he was going to do, and he didn't do much. He basically just walked out there and basically got people like Dave Meltzer just flipping the thing upside down. He never told Vince that he was leaving. One of the reasons why he still has strife with them today. We've finally seen him, be getting interviewed. But if you go back to the last WCW Nitro, you have Jeff Jarrett and Lex Luger openly getting buried by Vince McMahon about, you might as well consider your career over because you're never going to work in the States again. Things like that. In this match, Ric Flair was beefing with Arn Anderson at the time. Arn Anderson got involved. I believe this match ended up being a disqualification. It was fun to relive, but this is just that opening Monday Nitro thing is something that you've seen so many times, but it's just so crazy the fact that they're getting over Hulk Hogan's restaurant, Pasta Mania. There's all the people that are sitting around watching the show actually in seats, but there's so many people actually just on the railings, just looking down. There's people riding up and down on the escalators, watching what's going on from there. From there, we go to a clip scene of them getting over the Nitro parties, going to local colleges. One of the things that really got WCW over was the fact of so many people getting exposed through either fraternities or sort of big party scenes. Everybody was always inviting everybody over. They made it like what Monday Night Football used to be, where it was the game of the week, where you had to get all your buddies together and just kick it off. Order some chicken wings, order some pizza. Put some cold ones on ice because you're gonna get your week started in a good way. They showed wrestlers like Evan Courageous and Disco Inferno showing up at these parties, as well as the Nitro Girls dancing at them. From there, we go to the scene of Medusa tossing the WWE women's title in the trash. Something that she had to be talked into by Eric Bischoff. She knew by doing this that basically she was going to be kissing her career with WWF goodbye. And she was sort of having to, put all of her stock into WCW. Something that really worked out. She was able to ride it all the way to the end. I think that Eric Bischoff and WCW were very loyal to her, for their loyalty to her. And I think she had a job until the day they went out of business. We saw a clip scene on the Nitro Girls, highlighted mostly by them showing Stacy Keibler in WCW with her tryout process and her getting initiated into the Nitro Girls. I don't know why they picked her. Maybe it was just something that they found in the WCW footage that just sort of seemed to work. Then we see the Outsiders and their war on WCW Nitro. Basically, they showed a match from WCW Nitro where they had basically all the main eventers in the ring. It was the Four Horsemen going up against Macho Man Randy Savage, Sting, and Lex Luger. So basically, you had all of your big kahunas out there in the ring. Hall and Nash came and they were terrorizing people in the back. Jimmy Hart, who wasn't even involved in this match, came running down the ringside. He was begging anybody to listen to him, grabbing the wrestlers in the ring, telling them that there was a problem in the back, trying to beg the cameraman to come in the back to show the footage to people that would believe him. Maybe because he was a heel manager with the Dungeon of Doom at the time. Maybe people just thought that he might be crying wolf, trying to get these guys into a trap. But when they finally went back there, it was Hall and Nash just causing havoc all over the back, just basically taking out Arn Anderson, taking out, who else ran up on them? Somebody else ran up on them. Rey Mysterio tried to jump off and attack them from a trailer. Nash caught him and just threw him like a lawn dart right into the side of one of the trailers. In the NWO DVDs, you can hear Nash saying that people were actually calling 911, saying that there was a riot there. I loved the way that WCW shot this. It was almost like you were watching CNN and it was a war scene. You saw like Eddie Guerrero, you saw Alex Wright coming over to tend to these wrestlers and referees. The ambulance and the medics come and they never pull off. They just make it seem like we're going to keep the footage here in case anything happens because you never know what's going to go down. From there, they go to a cutscene about cruiserweights and how basically they were something that was different that wasn't offered on WWF TV. So that was one of the reasons why a lot of people came over. They were always unpredictable about what was going to be going on in these matches. They showed a Chris Jericho versus Rey Mysterio match. It was around this time. Jericho was the Cruiserweight champion. He was in a feud feud with Malenko. He had ripped off Rey Mysterio's mask in the past, and he was bringing this down to the ring as sort of a trophy. Jericho ends up losing the match, but he keeps his title, and he knocks out Dave Penzer, the WCW announcer, on the outside during his temper tantrum, where he peels up the mats and he's kicking him around, and they were basically setting up Jericho versus Malenko at the next pay-per-view. From there we go to a big thing about Goldberg being the big star of WCW, where they show Hogan versus Goldberg. This was a match that I was honestly able to attend. I can't say that episode of WCW Nitro was one of the greatest of all times, but that was one of the biggest feeling matches I've ever been to, besides for Cena versus Rock at WrestleMania 28. They really made it seem like Goldberg was the huge star, that he was the future. This was a match that up until Thursday before was only advertised to be a dark match in order to pack the George Dome with a huge house, with Goldberg being in his home city, supporting the University of Georgia, and it was just sort of something that did really kick it in. I think this is one of the last times that WCW ever won the Nitro, or the Nitro versus Raw ratings war from the Monday Night Wars. Of course, everybody knows Goldberg wins this match due to DDP and Karl Malone getting involved, taking out Kurt Hennig, who was at ringside. Goldberg hits the spear. He hits the jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. People throw mustard, people throw sugar, people throw toilet paper, people throw everything into the ring, and it's weird, because why are you throwing stuff in the ring if you're supporting the main guy of the company? I can understand if you throw streamers or something like that, something that wasn't over at the time, but why were they throwing trash in the ring if the NWO had finally lost and WCW has sort of regained claim of their own company? We see something on the celebrities of WCW past. Of course, you got Dennis Rodman, David Arquette, Courtney Cox, Kurt Russell. Arquette, one of the reasons that WCW is dead these days because of him. A lot of fingers are pointed at him. Winning the WCW Nitro. Winning the WCW Heavyweight Championship in a move that Vince Russo did in order to try and get exposure. He got on the cover of the USA Today. The USA Today. You can't buy coverage like that. We see Kevin Green, a great football player. At the time, he was a member of the Carolina Panthers. He was one of the best linebackers in the NFL. Everybody always said that once he was done, he would probably go into being a wrestler, because he honestly was pretty good for the amount of training that he had. They used him in some tag team matches on pay-per-views, and he always worked. He probably just got too beat up at football and never came back. We saw Chucky from the Child's Plays movies, Megadeth at a concert on WCW Nitro. That was the return of Goldberg after he made the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. I can't remember the name of that, but I was at that one in Nitro. That's the only reason I remember that. We see ICP and we see Kiss. Kiss was something that Nitro did in order to sort of just get more eyes on them. They were doing a Monday night concert series where they brought local acts in to sing 1 or 2 songs. I remember one of the Nitros I went to, they had Chad Brock there, a country singer who had one good song that was on the radio. Who else did those concerts? I just really remember that one because he got it into the ring. He was a former trained wrestler, and he ended up throwing some punches with somebody in there. And then the Megadeth one, because I was at that one. I remember they had DJ Ran, I think it was his name, the Nitro DJ, just trying to change anything up. He would always spin the hits for the Nitro Girls to dance out there. But kind of weird. 1 hour of a 7-hour, or what was it, 8 hour? 1 hour of an 8-hour series uploaded on the WWE Network. Peace out, everybody.